You're saying this comes down to an accounting, and this is the reason why we suggest that you put partnership agreements in writing, and here we have none of that. And we have to kind of sit around now and figure out what you meant, who's telling the truth, what the numbers were. You think that's easy?
No, Your Honor, but I did send her a letter in October for us to sit down and go over, do an Excel sheet of all the expenses that we both put into the business so we can do sweat equity because I was out of office at least 2 days out of the week. That would kind of offset this, and then we can set up where any profits made, whoever put in the most can get their shares back, and the other one, you know, within a year or so, you know,
How long
before
were
we
you
went
in
50.
partnership together, and then I'm going to pass?
4 months. 3.5 months, actually, before I wanted to take my name off.
Judge DeWalda?
I want to go back to this remodeling. And I know that, Ms. Foster, you have some evidence with some texts with the plaintiff about the remodeling. Is that right?
Yes.
And are you able to prove to us that she was in agreement with this $22,000 bid?
The $10,000, $300, she was in agreement with. That's the text message that I have. Then I have a text message when I told her that I was leaving to go get supplies with the contractor. She did not say no, she did not say anything. We bought sinks, we bought countertops, we bought doors, we bought paint. She and I also went and picked out paint.
Let me ask you then, Ms. Smith, were you in agreement for at least that amount?
No, I was not.
Why spend so much money in renovations?
The place really did look like a dump. It did.
What was it like working together? Because I see here that there was some sort of a police report. Police were called at some point.
The police were called because she called the police. She called the police because I became very irate because she dismantled all my work things. I was supposed to be working I was working that day. I came into work, had an actual new client that day, but I was not able to go ahead and charge the client because she had disconnected my phone and disconnected my internet. And she had no reason to do that because I still had the right to be in the building. So she called the police. The police also escorted her and her sister off because her sister came down there threatening me, throwing up gang signs. It just became a big mess. And we went to court on it. She tried to do the restraining order, and the restraining order, that was a wash. The gentleman said that, you know, it was no good.
So why did you call the police? I mean, y'all had separated at that point business-wise,
Yes.
But she was still going to be...
Okay, Your Honor. It was a hostile environment from September of 2021. That's why I moved out in April of 2022. It was always a hostile work environment. I was always called out of my name, called all these different things that I wasn't named by my parents. What she's referring to was I was actually moving out, and before I can say, hey, here's the password to everything, she started cursing me out, calling me all kind of $100,000, excuse my language, bitchs, and she walks up on me, pushes me, you know, with her nose up against my nose, trying to get me to fight her, trying to get me to do things. And then she started kicking and throwing all my things all off the desk, saying I'm something else. But long story short, I called the police. The police came out. They asked me to go outside so we could talk because she was ranting and raving. And then she was trying to be quiet because she had her customer in the room.
Let me go back to the text messages. So where is it that she's agreeing to $10,000?
Oh, first she says no. Then she says, okay, go ahead. I got $2,000 on it.
It's going to take me some time to read through this, so Judge Barnes,
What
go ahead.
What do you mean I got $2,000 on it?
That's what she put in a text message.
What do you think that meant?
Go ahead with the construction.
I got $2,000.
I got $2,000.
So doesn't that mean I'll pay $2,000?
She called me before she left to go to Jamaica, and she says, what did you expect to pay? And she said, what, $2,500? And that's where I'm saying yes.